Technique of cutting vegetables. 2 ways of slicing. The easiest way to cut when the blade moves from top to bottom. And there are several ways to do this. Keep the knife at an acute angle, the tip of the blade should rest against the cutting board. Cut the vegetable with the central part of the blade. Start moving the knife down and forward, cutting the cucumber to the end. When the blade is completely on the board, lift it and return the knife to its original position. Hold the knife, slightly lifting it, at an acute angle. The blade lies in the middle on the board and is located in the middle part on the carrots. Start moving the knife down and slightly forward, without completely tearing the knife from the board. Which part of the knife to cut? The edge of the tip is the sharpest and narrowest part. It is usually used for delicately sliced, for example, mushrooms or very ripe tomatoes, very thin slices. The central part of the knife is used in most cases, for cutting hard and soft vegetables, greens. The heel is the opposite part of the blade. It is usually used for a laborious culinary process, when you need to make maximum efforts, for example, chop the white part of leek or chop nuts. The load force can be increased if the palm of the other hand presses on the butt of the blade. This is the most effective way to make sharp, rough cuts. Straw, thin and thick. If the recipe says chop, this means that the product must be cut into very thin long strips. Most often, they make white cabbage, but it happens that ordinary onions or leeks. For such a cut, you can use either a regular knife or an hatchet, slice, or a special mandolin grater. If the straw is too long, it should be cut across into 2 to 3 parts. Feather onion. One of the most convenient ways to chop onions. It is used if you intend to stew a dish for a long time and is simply ideal for cooking pilaf. Circles, thin and thick. This method is applicable to any vegetables that are round on a slice, but not layered. It can be cucumbers, carrots, daikon, eggplant, zucchini, tomatoes, potatoes, etc., but in no case onions or leeks. As a rule, vegetables are cut in this way for salads or dishes, which are baked in layers, for example, lasagna or parmentier potatoes. The thickness of the circle can vary from 1 mm to 1.5 centimeters. If you want to get very thin circles, it is better to use a special mandolin grater or a very sharp thin knife for cutting vegetables.